Chapter 5: The First Clue. A few days had passed since James Reynolds encountered the pirates and successfully repaired the Hope. The ship was now back in full working order, allowing James to focus on his main task, finding clues that could lead him to his daughter. The navigation system indicated the nearest point of interest within reach. As James approached his new target, he noticed that the star field around him was becoming denser and more saturated. This was a zone of space known for its numerous space debris and dust clouds, making it potentially dangerous for navigation. The ship's equipment began detecting an increase in small space particles and debris that could interfere with the flight. The Hope maneuvered through the dust clouds, creating the impression that the distant stars were merging into a multi-layered mist. James checked the data and saw that their route passed through an area where a collision between large space objects had recently occurred. This was an excellent place to search for debris that might contain valuable information. He selected the largest debris field and directed the ship for closer inspection. Once the Hope was amidst the cosmic remnants, James activated the external sensors and began a thorough examination. The debris looked like pieces of old ships, possibly wrecked in this area. Some were nothing more than clusters of metal, but others clearly had technological features. Using the manipulator robot installed on the Hope, James began exploring the most intriguing pieces of wreckage. The robot carefully extracted elements and transferred them aboard for analysis. One such element was a damaged hull, which at first glance seemed ordinary. However, its internal components were intricately linked to communication and data storage systems. James started dismantling this hull with his tools. He discovered internal modules that looked like data storage devices. After carefully examining them, he realized that these modules might still contain information. Using a special decoder, James began extracting data and storing it aboard the Hope. The decoding process was long and complex, but James knew that every detail could be important. Soon, he came across encrypted records containing traces of communication and other technical data. The records were fragmented, but James noticed several mentions of transfers and experiments. These terms were familiar to him from the data he had already collected on the previous planet. Careful study of these records revealed references to other planets and locations that could be connected to his search. One of the most interesting fragments of data was a coordinate pointing to a location that might serve as a research complex or even a base for an alien race. James marked it in his navigation system and began planning his course to that point. Before leaving the debris field, James conducted one more environmental analysis. He discovered additional fragments and elements that might have value. One of the wreckage pieces contained part of a device that might have been used for long-distance data transmission. This element could help James in his further search, or even become the key to unraveling more complex aspects of his mission. Gathering all the important data and elements, James returned aboard the Hope. He felt satisfied with the clues he had found, but knew there was still much work ahead. The path to the next destination was not as challenging as the previous trials, but it was full of uncertainty and potential threats. As the Hope once again soared into space, James focused on the new data, analyzing it and developing strategies for further exploration. He knew that each new discovery brought him closer to unraveling the mystery of his daughter's abduction, and he was ready to face any challenges that might arise on his path. The new sector of space he was heading to was known for its ancient space ruins and unpredictable phenomena. James was determined to use all the collected data and resources to uncover the secrets that could lead him to a long-awaited reunion with Lily. Each new discovery was a step toward her rescue, and he was prepared to overcome any obstacles to achieve his goal.
Chapter 6: New Allies. The Hope entered a new sector of space, known for its extensive trade routes and frequent encounters with various space nations and creatures. This region was a central hub for commerce and communication, making it an ideal place for finding new allies and gathering information. James Reynolds prepared himself to collaborate with local traders and explorers actively. James's first task was to find a place where he could repair and upgrade his equipment. The information and trade complexes in this sector offered such services, and he directed his ship to one of these stations located in a strategic space market hub. The station looked like a giant platform structure, surrounded by sparkling LEDs and streams of space traffic. As the Hope approached the station, James saw that the platform was filled with all sorts of ships, from simple freighters to luxurious private vessels. The repair and service areas were bustling with activity. James successfully docked and began organizing the repair of his ship. During this time, he decided to use his contacts to seek information that could assist him in his further search. While the mechanics worked on the ship, James decided to visit the local market and trading platforms on the station. This market was famous for its diverse products and the availability of rare goods. The market streets were crowded with people and creatures from various corners of the galaxy, and the air was filled with the smells of food and the sounds of commerce. The first place James visited was an antique shop specializing in old technologies and artifacts. The shop's owner was an old mechanic named Ovos, known for his knowledge of rare technologies and information about various space events. James met with him, hoping to find something valuable for his research. Ovos was a talkative and friendly creature with expertly crafted antennae and bright eyes full of wisdom. James told him about his findings and requested information about possible traces of alien technologies or secret research. "You're searching for something special, young man," Ovos remarked, flipping through ancient holograms and maps. "This sector holds many hidden places and forgotten knowledge, but if you're looking for alien technologies and experiments, I can help." Ovos offered James several ancient records and maps that could point to ancient ruins and research complexes. One of these maps was a schematic of an ancient alien complex located in a remote part of the system. James was excited by this discovery and thanked Ovos for his help. Next, James decided to visit the local bar, a popular spot for relaxation and exchanging news among space travelers. The bar was filled with noise and merriment, and James noticed that many patrons were discussing various space-related events and rumors. He sat at the bar and struck up a conversation with the bartender, who was also well informed about the latest news and happenings in the galaxy. The bartender, named Trock, turned out to be an interesting conversationalist and quickly became interested in James's story. He offered several important insights, mentioning that strange messages and signals had recently appeared in this part of space, potentially related to alien research and experiments. "There are a lot of old connections and dark corners here," Trock said, "but if you're looking for something specific, I can help you. I have contacts with a few traders and explorers who might know more about such things." James thanked Trock and received coordinates and contacts that could be useful for his further search. He recorded all the information and returned to his ship to continue his investigation. The repair of the Hope was complete, and James was once again ready to travel. Armed with new maps and contacts, he was determined to continue his search and uncover the mystery of his daughter's abduction. New challenges awaited him, but he felt that now he had additional resources and support to help him on this difficult journey. As the Hope once again soared into space, James set his sights on the next destination. He knew that this part of the galaxy held many secrets and mysteries, and he was ready for the new discoveries that could bring him closer to his goal. Every new encounter and every new find strengthened his resolve and gave him hope for success in his mission.